when you get the partial success, and the company is also giving you equal amount of recognitions, and your talents, when they can see, and your talents can be utilized in the right capacity. So I think that really motivates someone to be a part of the organization for a longer period. My message, sir, to be very honest, learning is an incremental process. So we should not leave ourselves and hit our bed any single day without learning. The platform you guys are providing, and even so many like opportunities are there to learn. So nobody should hit the bed without learning a little bit. A tiny change in their life every single day
Right.
can change their life like anything. The adaptability, the word, because human being is such an a species has been made by this nature.
Right.
So if you put yourself in any of the tougher environment also, you could able to adapt yourself.
Welcome, Suvendu. Welcome to Saturday with Sumit, season 3, episode 2. This is our second episode now. Welcome to Saturday with Sumit.
Thank you so much, sir, and it is pleasure to be part of this broadcast, and I'm also glad to have you and have me also in your this podcast. Thank you so much.
Although we wanted you to invite you to the office at Delhi, but now this season 3 we are keeping all our discussions virtual. But for sure, whenever you are there in Delhi or for any specific business tour, please drop into our office and meet us.
Sure, sure, sir.
Okay. So, Mendu, we'll keep the discussion around your academics. Since you're a part of one of the program that you've done with us, which is strategic management with IIM Kashipur, I think you are a participant of the 14th batch, which is recently concluded, right? So, we'll also talk about your
Yes.
experience at the campus, your experience with Professor Safal Batra, and there were a lot of like-minded people in the group that you interacted with. So we want to understand how wonderful the journey was with those people also. I was going through your LinkedIn profile, Sovindu, and one thing before even we get onto the professional experience with companies like Havels and others, I like to ask. You mentioned about Kho, that you're passionate about Kho, and you also played at state level and I think national level also. So, can you just tell us about being a Kho player?
Look, and I'm very happy that after such a long time, I am almost 38 years old. So you took me through my childhood days to my schooling days. So, and let me brief you about that Coco journey. So, being actually, I'm from Odisha, and my mother is a school teacher. So she retired. So she is from a high school headmistress. So I studied under him and under her guidance. So when state medium, she usually transfer herself from different locations.
Right.
So being in her school, so I was there in Kendrapada, one place, one district in Odisha. So it's a rural place. So in that state medium school, so the games, at that time only outdoor games were there. No digital platform, nothing like that. So Kho, Kabaddi, these are the games usually played. And being
Right.
always, I feel myself I'm a team player. So in Kho, you need huge amount of stamina and huge amount of IQ. Your common sense would be very strong. You need to read
Right.
the face, read the gesture and body language of the
Yes.
other
Yes.
side. So that was the journey, and I was quite smart in that point. So I you don't actually, if you'll see me in physically, I'm just a 5 foot 5 feet around 5 inch guy. But in
Oh.
spite of that, because of my quick, my IQ and my speed, I could able to made it to the state level. and I was the
Right.
captain of the state. So it was a lovely experience altogether. And so that is it. And about that Coco journey.
बहुत कम
Yes.
मतलब क्योंकि मैं किसी की प्रोफाइल चेक करता हूँ, सो इधर यू राइट क्रिकेट, हॉकी, फुटबॉल। सो खो खो देख के मुझे बहुत एक्साइटमेंट हुआ कि मतलब यू नो फील प्राउड दैट ना आप इतना अच्छा गेम, एक डिफरेंट गेम में आप इन्वॉल्व रहे हैं। एंड यू राइटली सेड, आई थिंक बहुत ज्यादा यू नो पावर चाहिए उस गेम के लिए भी। और गुड, आई रियली लव दैट। मेरे को प्रोफाइल में सबसे ज्यादा एक्साइटिंग चीज वही लगी। ओके। नाउ यू वर्किंग विद हैवेल्स फॉर लास्ट 5 years। मैं आपकी लिंक्डइन पोस्ट यू नो देखता हूँ where you like and you know post about Havels। How was your experience with them? 5 साल एक कंपनी में, मुझे तो बहुत कम लोग दिखते हैं और मिलते हैं जो 5 साल एक ही कंपनी में गुजार देते हैं। सो कैसा रहा एक्सपीरियंस?
You have rightly highlighted that, and in current situation, the stability. Even I'm heading this profile. Whenever I recruit anyone, I always look one criteria, that is the stability. How the guy is
Right.
having the stability. Although in my entire career also, I was been to mobility industry, handset industry. I worked with Sony India. I worked with Gioni India Limited, and even Spice Mobility. It's a Modi Group company, Spice
Right.
Mobile. So I worked the maximum of my career I spent in mobility industry. But the companies I named, all the three companies are not actually currently they are available. They are
Right.
washed out. Be it is Spice, be it is Sony is also not into this Xperia division, this handset industry. So
Right.
that was a completely volatile industry. But while I joined this Havels, so first of all, it's an Indian company, and the company is belongs to the heart and soul of any employee you take of Havels. That is number one.
Right.
And I think in any organization, if we'll get equal amount of opportunity to learn and grow,
Right.
then it is very very easy to be work for a longer period.
Right.
So I can
Right.
clearly see next 10 years also I can spend here in this organization, because
Right.
initially I have given an opportunity to work in Chhattisgarh. I was heading Chhattisgarh, and
Right.
this is a pioneer project. Actually, we are in 2018. This company launched this rural Bistar model. It's a
Right.
distribution network to establish the distribution network in less than 50K population in across the
Okay.
India. So
Okay.
this is the strategy, and I was the pioneer guy, and in that launching project. So been into that, I have started this journey in Chhattisgarh, and Chhattisgarh is the role model in across the country. So this
Right.
is the model we have settled there. Then only the company gave me the opportunity to take care of the bigger state like Maharashtra. So now I am setting this network in Maharashtra, and we are quite successful in Maharashtra also. So
So you're
when
moving to
you get the
US.
partial success, yeah, yes, sir. So like you
You
mentioned, when you get the partial success, and the company is also giving you equal amount of recognitions, and your talents, when they can see, and your talents can be utilized in the right capacity. So I think that really motivates someone to be a part of the organization for a longer period.
राइट, राइट।
Yes.
5 साल बहुत अच्छा लगता है देख के। एंड यू राइटली सेड, बिकॉज़ आई आल्सो यू नो had worked with a lot of companies in HR. So पहला प्रोफाइल when it used to come on my table, I used to check. And today also when somebody comes for the interview or share their profiles, the first thing that I check is the stability. और मुझे बहुत रेयरली लोग दिखते हैं जो 5 साल, 3 साल, 4 साल एक ही कंपनी में स्टिक। नॉर्मली यू फाइंड कि करियर स्टार्ट किया, 6 महीने काम किया, फिर साल काम किया, तो 5 साल होते होते पता चला 5 कंपनी, 6 कंपनी बदल चुके होते हैं। सो गुड टू सी
Right.
दैट। आई थिंक विद द टाइम मुझे लगता है कि वो स्टेबिलिटी वाला फैक्टर जो है वो धीरे धीरे वापस आएगा, बिकॉज पीपल आर रियलाइजिंग दैट स्टिकिंग टू वन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज क्वाइट इंपॉर्टेंट, right? Now, you mentioned about setting up the distribution in the urban, the semi and rural areas, now moving to the western part. So, are you going to manage the west and east both as part of your profile? That's what you're trying to say?
Look, sir, actually, I have started my career in East only. I worked in Odisha, I worked in
Right,
West Bengal, Sikkim, and Chhattisgarh is also in some companies. They took it in East
right,
and some in
right,
central part and some in West. So
Yes.
I worked in Odisha, Jharkhand, and West Bengal and Chhattisgarh. All these areas I worked. So I broadly, other than massive in northeastern, even I worked in Sikkim. Other than that, Arunachal Pradesh, Guwahati, and all these states, I worked in maximum part of east. And
Okay.
now last 2.5 years I have been working here in Maharashtra. So Maharashtra is also a bigger part of west.
Right.
Maharashtra
Right.
and Goa I am taking care of, and Gujarat I am actually looking for any exposure I'll get in Gujarat, if in future also the discussions are there. Hope in near future also company can give me bigger roles like regional profile, so that I
Right.
can able to take care of entire west as a. But yes, I have exposure to these are the states, Maharashtra and Goa, and in eastern like Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Sikkim, and the remote part of West Bengal.
Right. Hope to see you in North India also soon. Come to Delhi and work around us so that we can meet. Now, after 2009, you did your MBA in 2009, I believe, right? And
Yes,
then
yes,
from
yes, sir.
Odisha, and then you pursued your program in 2023. So after
Yes.
14 years, so what made you choose strategic as the first learning intervention after your MBA?
Look, sir, in MBA, when I was studying MBA, I know strategy was a subject there in my course, 2 year course, but that was very very limited, and it's a like a chapter only we had in our subject.
Right.
But I could understand in leadership role, if you want to grow in your leadership role, it's not always about execution. You need to create some strategy, and you ensure your team down the line to have that in-depth buying over that strategy. So I
Right.
feel like, and I explore in multiple multiple platforms where there are, and multiple even programs are going on over strategy. But I
Right.
found out this program you guys are actually into, and the feedback I got from one of my BU head also in my same organization, my BU head, Mr. Ranjit
Oh,
Kumar. He also
okay.
enrolled with this program. I believe he is into third or second batch of this strategic management. And
Okay.
he, when I discussed, because I usually discussed with him regarding my mentorship and coaching and all. So he, when I told him I'm going to do that, then he told me, yes, Professor Sapal Batra, you can go and enroll with them, and it's a nice program.
Right.
Then I interacted with Mr. Saurabh, and your team is so amazing. They're so cooperative, and they immediately connected with me. And I'm not giving you any kind of like bothering, because although I have a past record, which was not even so good, because I got enrolled to your program, one program to, Raipur. So it was a my mistake. So I realized that, and I changed my approach also. And your team, to be very honest, they counseled very well, and I got enrolled into that. The sole objective to my explore my excel my leadership quality further, to be a leadership role in near future. That is the sole objective, and it is very clear. My
Right.
vision and my enrollment is very clear in that point. That is the reason I have chosen this course.
Right. So how did you find because after 2009 you were entering into the class, and that too on an online platform, learning from an premium institute, and then finally going to the campus for 3 days, so obviously it's kind of a reminder, that you're going and visiting the campus, those missing those college days after 2009. So I'm sure your experience was really great. So can you just share some of the highlights about the program which you really liked about, although online, plus when you visited them for 3 days, how was the experience with them?
No, it's to be very honest, I'm quite excited to brief you, Evan, and it's nostalgic moment for me, and been to part after a long 2009, and 2023, 22 23. It's a long journey. But yes, while I was into this even virtual platform, and being in the class, with so many nice and intellect gentlemen from different industries. Somebody from banks, somebody from like IT, somebody from entrepreneurship, and somebody from sales and marketing. So many talents were there, and the platform was your this virtual platform of Webex was so convenient also. And that is also I should give them the credit. And no doubt the Professor Batra, the guy, and he could like in a class, being when we were in class at that time, that was a, our sole objective to study.
Right.
Here somebody professional after so in different field they are successful, to keep them engaged for such a long period of 3 hours, it's not an easy job. But
Right.
yes, the colleagues, they were so matured, and the professor, he's also so matured and even so connecting. So it was a lovely experience, and I always like in a class we always raise our hand to answer certain question to participate. Same kind of experience I really enjoyed in entire tenure. And regarding the class, like the campus immersion, if you would ask me about that campus immersion, sitting in a class, that's a complete different experience. And eye to eye contact, and even to sit beside one of your colleague, and whom you only knew him in your virtual class,
Right.
and became so close to him. He or she could able to share so many things about your his family, his friends, about his career. So the network happened like amazing, and I really enjoyed, and I believe each member of this class, of that class, they have enjoyed like anything. So we have a separate group also. Every single weekend, they usually call me, I usually call them, and there is some networking is going on.
Right.
And it was really such a lovely experience. And all sudden, in the lunch period also, when we were having the lunch in the campus. So in hostel also, I stayed in hostel, so I feel like same kind of experience in while having the lunch and standing in the queue, and your number will come and you will have your lunch. So it's a lovely experience. And to be very honest, I am Kasipur. If I'll speak about this Kasipur, so such a huge campus and so organized. The hostel, the canteen, and the classroom set of like seating arrangement, all seating arrangement, and even the staffs in
Right.
this IIM Kashipur, and everybody, including the dean, we met. So all are so professional and so down to earth and
Right.
so connected. You won't feel like you are just for 3 days. I felt like I have completed my course here, and I'm the part of I am Kasipur. That kind of feeling they gave me. So it will
Right.
carry on. This experience will carry till my last breath. I can tell you. So that is the feeling actually I could gather from that entire 3 days of immersion.
Right, right, right. And another question, you mentioned on your LinkedIn profile, so I thoroughly, checked your LinkedIn profile. Flexibility and adaptability are the two key factors when it comes to your career growth. From Sony to Gioni, and then finally with Havels. Why do you think that adaptability and flexibility should be a part of somebody's career?
Sir, that is, to be very honest, that is my experience I mentioned, because, I'm from Odisha. I could not able to speak even proper Hindi because I am from a Odia medium, I mentioned you. And, that flexibility and adaptability is these two words. It's not a small word, very, very deep word. The moment you go into that, because I started my career in Odisha only. Then I moved to West Bengal. It's a different geography, different language, different people. In every 30 kilometer in West Bengal also, you'll
Right.
find a different set of fooding habit, different set of wearing habit, different set of speaking habit.
Right.
So I could able to manage myself in different part of West Bengal. I worked in Darjeeling, Sikkim, and even Bhutan is also part of this border of West Bengal. So I was taking care of Bhutan also, luckily, and even I was part of the Nepal team also, in including this North Bengal. So While I was there, different people, different leadership, I worked with them. Their thought process was completely different. So the adaptability, the word, because human being is such an a species has been made by this nature.
Right.
So if you put yourself in any of the tougher environment, also you could able to adapt yourself. The only thing that you need to break your ice by going to that.
True.
So, like I worked in North Bengal, then I have been to called to Kolkata, which is the metro. So in metro also I could able to work because of these two things: adaptability and flexibility. Flexibility to learn, to make myself unlearn, and then I could able to learn. Then adaptability, who are the leadership, so to make myself adaptable to their thought process, and to the company environment, and your colleague and your subordinate and your superior, whatever they think, and
Right.
how you could able to adopt yourself into their thought process.
Right.
So same when I moved to even Chhattisgarh, that's a complete different state, and I could make myself, yeah, this is an opportunity for me, and I could able to learn more Hindi because this is an Hindi Bhasi Rajya. So
Right.
in this Pradesh, I could able to learn myself, and I could able to speak good Hindi, good amount. Although lot more things needs to be improved, but in 2.5 years and close to 3 years in Chhattisgarh, I could able to speak a very fluent Hindi in Chhattisgarh.
Wow.
Then while I moved to even Maharashtra, so I'm based out of Pune, and Pune helped me to nurture my communication skill in both in Hindi, English, and even now I could able to speak little bit of Marathi also.
Oh,
Although I know little bit of Bengali also, I could able to speak Bengali, and that is the sole thing I would like to mention you: the adaptability and the flexibility. These two words are so deeper in their thought process, in their meaning. If somebody will any professional, be it is manager, senior manager, or in any management trainee, if he could able to adopt these two words in his professional life or personal life, he could able to accelerate his career like anything.
right. One message that you want to give it out to working professionals, those looking at upskilling themselves for different courses in the market. One message for them.
My message, sir, to be very honest, learning is an incremental process. So we should not leave ourselves and hit our bed any single day without learning. So I don't feel like, and a new generation, the way India is exploring, the new talents are coming, those who are from, so many B schools are there, and so many, IIMs are there. Once upon a time, there were only four IIMs. Now it is close to 20 IIMs. And the
One now.
talents, the population, yes, the competition is huge. So
Right.
the generation we are into, I would request them, the platform you guys are providing, and even so many like opportunities are there to learn. So nobody should hit the bed without learning a little bit. A tiny change in their life every single day
Right.
can change their life like anything. So my only message: keep on learning, keep on learning. Whatever, like if you get any feedback also, take it positively,
Yeah.
rather than taking that ki yaar ye gyan de raha hai. Rather being that, take it very positively if anyone is giving any feedback, and start executing on that and start learning. So that is the only message from my side. And because learning is very much possible, you can learn from a kid also, you can learn from a elder man also, you can learn from your colleague also, and even your subordinate also can make you teach, learn, grow. So anyone can give you anything.
Right.
So sky is an a limit here to
Right.
learn.
What
So
a thought.
I remember I could not able to I could not able to recall his name. So there is one quote, one guy, he has been executed for hang till death. So this guy is inside the jail, and tomorrow he's supposed to be executed, and
Yeah.
the security guard, the jailer, who is the like jail guard, he came to him, and he saw that this man is reading a book. He asked him, why you are reading the book? and he told him, I want to die with a knowledgeable person rather being a die as a normal like you.
Right.
So that is the reason I'm reading this book. So that is the thought process I would give the message to the young and even whoever like they are in this world. They
Right.
should learn. So that is the message, sir, from my side.
And one last question: if you're given an opportunity to invest in another course, what would that subject be other than strategic
Look,
management?
sir, I already looking for the courses, and recently I even looked for certain courses. So there were some courses regarding to SBO head level strategic management, the blue ocean and even red ocean strategy.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
is linked to this strategy, and more micro strategic courses would be there. So that is the courses which is really exciting me. So in future, if I'll get any such courses regarding to leadership, then I'll definitely enroll for that.
We'll check with Professor Safal Batra if he can introduce another course on strategic management for SBOs.
Yes, yes, and even sir, I would request you to even look for any other alternate professors also, so
Right.
that that would also help. Like I mentioned before, adaptability and flexibility. If new professor I'll get, I'll also adapt myself into his thought process and his
Right.
expectation from me as a student, so that that would
Right.
also help me.
For sure. For sure. Sure. With this, we end our discussion. So, Vindu, thank you so much for taking out time today. I know it's a busy schedule. It's a working day for you, right? Today,
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
right? So, thank you so much for taking out time on Saturday, and spending time, and for the audience giving the right message. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. And Sumit sir, to be very honest, it's amazing interacting with you. And certainly, whenever I'll come to Delhi, I'll give a visit to your office. And because I believe Jatin's office is nearby your office, you told me. So
Right.
I'll definitely come to your office and have a cup of coffee with
Absolutely.
you.
We'll have
And
lunch together.
definitely I'll spend. Yes, yes, sure, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Suvendu.
Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you.